this bond has to be really strong. Like a bond you'd have with your stepmom. Let's get this flame onto it.
Which is super, super cool. You can do that. I think it has to be a 25mm minimum size. G'day, you legend. So, what do you get when you combine one of the most highly paid and skilled professions out there with one of the most viral apps on the planet? Hilarious TikToks to react to. Let's do it. Okay, looks like we're starting off overseas. Ugh. Oh, he grabbed it too. Oh, yuck. Man, they do things differently overseas. So obviously he was able to grab the bare conductor with his hand because that's not the live conductor. The actual one with the tape or the heat shrink on the end looks like it is. But still, incredibly dangerous what he's doing. Plus he's leaning on like a piece of timber to get up there. It's crazy.
A question I get constantly is how
one
much
of my
have
favorites,
I spent
Matty.
on tools? So I've tallied it up. Let's go through it. So if we start with the pack out, this... Oh, hey.
Oh, I love this video.
What are you doing? Just tallying how much I've spent. Carry on. Okay. So this trolley, this trolley cost $10. All these batteries are $2 each. And
$2.
all these power tools I actually got from a garage sale for $45. And so the end tally is only $986. Not too bad, hey?
Matty, please reach out. Tell me, are they all of your tools? They can't be all of your tools, man. The Bristol Sparky.
What do you think has caused that
Ugh, that must be an earth.
compared to that one? But if they're stored, I'm assuming, at the same time, fully.
There'd have to be some sort of earth fault coming back
Yeah.
through there.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I reckon it might be an earth fault, or there's some sort of, because it's obviously got water in it, it's got some sort of leak inside of the box itself. Ooh. Yeah, so what's interesting about this is that you can see the colors. You've got yellow, green, and red, and like they are all over the place. But I know over in some of the Indonesian countries, they actually use like yellow as one of the main phase conductors. Different places have different standards for colors. I wish they were all of the same, but it's a nice installation. Good work, boys and girls. What is this? What? What is that? A Wi-Fi module on a breaker? Why? With an app? No! 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 Don't ever... Oh, geez, I hope they don't introduce this into Australia. I don't need to do that. Like, the circuit breaker is for protection of a person or overloading a circuit, not for using as an on-off switch. You just put that after the circuit on the load side. Don't freaking do that. This guy looks like an Aussie, I'd say. Looks like he's running a bare earth, which is super, super cool. You can do that. Most of the earths you would have seen probably would be like an earth rod going into the ground. But this, you strip right back. And that's probably a 20, I think it has to be a 25mm minimum size. Yeah, and you run it out you just drop it straight into a trench.
That's done.
Oh, no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
yuck. Ugh. I think a lot of people would be amazed at how many of these installations are out there, particularly old factories that have been doing the same thing year on year. Circuit breakers get all sorts of circuits put on them. But hey, it makes for a really good video. What do we got here? What's he doing? What is that?
Makes it a lot easier for the labourers to just pick up the dust in one spot. That way
No
they don't need to
way!
sit there, like cleaning up a lot.
Milwaukee, what can you not do? I mean, one of the worst things about drilling overhead is copping that brick dust all in your face. That is awesome.
What's up, guys? This is a tutorial
Jets.
on how to connect two cables together.
I've seen this
First
bloke
off, we
around,
gotta
I
remove
like
the
it.
insulation. Now we got to bring these two cables together and twist them over each other. Now make sure the twists are nice and tight. This bond has to be really strong, like a bond you'd have with your stepmom. Now let's get this flame into it. You got to really heat this bad boy up so the solder can seep through.
That's a really good
Having
job,
a good
by the way.
connection is really important, as the flow of electrons has to run smoothly through the XLPE cables at the substation.
XLP.
Now it just needs a bit more solder, and we're ready for step 2.
Good job.
Now let's strip out this fire seal. Don't be a tight ass, just cover it all up. You really got to get it all over the connection. The fire seal actually makes for a waterproof join. Now we're just gonna get some fire onto it and finish this bad boy up.
Oh man, that is perfect.
And there we have it, guys. If you enjoy watching this video, don't forget to like and follow. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. See you on the next one.
I love it. I love it. Well done, mate. Another Jets. The old truss over the downlight trick. It has happened to me more times than I care to admit. But there is a secret to making sure you don't do this. First, stick your screwdriver up into the center of your hole and you'll be able to see if there's a truss there. But if you're off to one side of the truss, you're going to stick it through the center and you're going to think, oh, it's good to drill. The secret is to get an actual coat hanger, bend it to the radius on a right angle, and then flick it around on the bottom or the underside of the actual plaster. You'll be able to see it'll hit the actual truss. And then if you're hitting it on one side, just offset it by the radius on the other side. And that's how you will not end up with this issue. Yes, this is my job. Carly the Sparky. I've seen Carly on TikTok. But this is also, yeah. See, it doesn't have to be Carly. I mean, I'm all for women in trades, particularly Sparkies, but there seems to be a bit of an influx, particularly within TikTok and these social media apps, about all tradies work in domestic. You know, you have to wire lights and PowerPoints. So it's not true. There is a whole industrial component to this that everyone is missing out on. Motors and all sorts of like process automation that you can get into. If you're not enjoying your job as a tradie in domestic, look at doing something else, maybe an industrial, commercial, or something like that.
So one more time,
speaking about motors.
$50,000 electric motor. This is a 75 horsepower vertical hollow shaft pump.
Cool.
You can see where it's blown right there in the slot, right? So I got to take all the wires out of this thing. I got to count them all, put them all back in, not scratch one while I'm putting them in. You can notice the phase tape. That's glass cambric tape in between each
That is
phase
beautiful.
of coils, right? And then here it is. Listen to it run. It's like it's brand new, right?
Yeah. Rewinding a motor there is an absolute art form to it. We did it during our apprenticeship. We went and actually saw how transformers were wound, which was really, really cool. And all of those wires there are actually individually insulated wire. There's got to be the right amount of turns and you can't be touching anything else. It's a really, really cool art form. Something, like I said before, that you might want to get into if you're not really enjoying your trade in domestic. Oh man, these guys. Yeah, look at that. So not that I can see. So I can't really see exactly. Obviously that would be on like a high voltage power line. So you'd have like this magnetic field propagating out from the actual lines themselves, creating this like inductance into the actual frame, which would be grounded. But because you've got a separated piece of equipment that's in the atmosphere and then connecting to ground, that's why it's probably getting those sparks. Electricians be like,
Alright. It's hot and it's wired correctly.
This is so true. The funny thing is I work in like the water sewage sector, and you would be amazed at how many sewage pumping stations there are on the side of the road. Every time I see one, I point it out to my family and they absolutely hate me for it. To all you electrical TikTokers out there, I salute you. And if you enjoyed this video, you're probably going to enjoy this one too. With the neutral and active. Oh.